Hello everyone, hope you're alright. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I use these toilet roll cases for transplanting my seedlings. So you can see I have gathered them here in a tray which can hold the water. I have arranged all my cases inside the tray as close as possible so they support each other and they don't flop over. So here I have got one case, and you can go very precise for making your plant pots with these cases. So basically you can press them and you can cut them like 1 inch and then press them again on the other side and make another cut on the sides. So you have got 4 cuts at the bottom 1 inch deep, and then you can open them and fold the cuts over each other so they overlap, and this way you will have a nice bottom to hold the soil inside, and this will be like a plant pot so you can put your seedling in. I'm not going to bother that much, so I want to be quicker, so I'm going to just use the cases as they are. So I'm going to fill these cases with multipurpose compost. I always use multipurpose compost for my seed starting and transplanting seedlings. It is a bit lumpy, but I break the lumps as much as possible, and basically this gives a good start to my seeds and seed starting because it has already lots of nutrients in it. It is nice and airy and it does not dry out very quickly. It can hold the moisture in it. So basically you can see I have filled them with multipurpose compost 2/3, and I'm trying to press them as much as possible so it's nice and secure. Here I have got my pepper and aubergine seedlings, so I'm going to first transplant my aubergine seedlings to see how many I can get in these cases. So I have got like 3 to 4 aubergine seedlings per seed starting cell. So I'm going to gently take them apart from each other without disturbing roots, and the soil is nice and loose, moist, so they come off really easily, and if they don't, then you should cut the weakest seedling and keep the strongest one rather than disturbing the roots. So here I have got my 4 seedlings apart from each other. Some are bigger and some are smaller, that's fine. I have put the seedlings in the cases. So I'm going to put the root ball in the case and fill around with more compost so it's nice and secure in it. You don't need to bury the seedlings too deep. Keep them on the same soil level as they are already. And if the seedling is smaller, I will fill more compost in the case and then make a hole and put my seedling in it. So you need to be very gentle and careful when transplanting your seedlings. Transplanting can give your seedlings a little bit shock. That is called transplant shock. So they look like floppy after transplanting and they don't seem to grow for a week or two. That's fine. Keep them moist and give them plenty of light and favorable growing conditions so they will soon start to grow again. So here I am trying to handle my seedlings as gently as possible. So basically I'm going to transplant all my aubergine seedlings in these cases, and then I'll see if I have some left for the pepper seedlings. So when using these tissue roll cases as your plant pots, there are few advantages and disadvantages. So first I will discuss the advantages. So the number one advantage is that they are free. You can easily gather them in your house. So basically you are recycling your tissue roll cases as plant pots, and this will reduce the waste, and also it will be economical. You won't have to spend money to buy that many pots, and also it will minimize the use of plastic in your garden. The second advantage is these are biodegradable, so they degrade easily in the soil. Roots can grow through them, so you don't have to take your seedlings out from them when you transplant them in the ground. You can transplant them with these cases on in the ground, and basically this will avoid another shock to your seedlings and it will be much easier to transplant them. And also when they degrade in the soil, they will feed your plants. Another advantage is that when you use your plastic pots, you have to clean them so that they do not have like the germs from the previous planting. So these cases you don't have to clean them, so you can use them as they are and then you put them in the soil. So they are really easily available, easy to use, and basically good for plants and good for earth. However, there are very few advantages which I want to mention. So when transplanting the seedlings in these cases, I felt they are a bit narrow, so it's a bit difficult to handle the seedlings when putting them in these cases. Also, I have to use more compost because when I'm filling them, the compost is falling in between the space. Also, they are a bit wobbly and you need much more attention when handling these cases. So you don't want to pick the case to see how much roots they have got until they are nice and full with the roots, and then you can transplant them in the ground. Another issue is with aesthetics. After a few days of transplanting, these get wet and they start getting white mold on the sides, so it doesn't look nice when you see that white mold growing on the sides of the case. It is just an aesthetic issue, it won't hurt the plants, and basically it is just the way these cases decompose in the soil. So basically when they get wet, they start decomposing, and you can keep the seedlings in them for a month or 6 weeks, and then you can transplant them in the ground. So they don't have a long duration. So if you are going to overwinter your seedlings, you won't be able to use these cases to overwinter your seedlings because they won't hold that long. So you need something sturdy like plastic pots for overwintering your seedlings. You can only use these cases for transplanting your seedlings if you were going to put them in the ground in a month or like 6 to 8 weeks time. I still feel that they are worth the use. You should try to gather up your leftover cases instead of throwing them in the garbage, and you can use them because they are free. They will save you a lot of money and they're good for earth, and you should try to use them as much as possible in your garden. So here I have done transplanting all my aubergine seedlings, and I have got like 6 to 7 cases left where I will put my pepper seedlings. I have been growing these pepper and aubergine plants inside my house on a cabinet under a grow light near a sunny windowsill where it is nice and warm. So I will take them inside again after transplanting because I don't want to put them outside just yet. It is still too cold for these plants, so I will wait another month or so until the weather warms up and there is no more danger of frost left. So then I'll take them outside. Until then, I'm going to keep them inside my house. I do take them outside every day, like when it's nice and sunny, for a couple of hours, so they get to use the natural sunlight, and also it helps them acclimatizing to the natural environment. So after transplanting, I'm gently watering them. I do not need to feed them just yet, and I haven't fed them already. So basically they are just using the nutrients they get from the compost, and now I have like given them more compost in these bigger cases, so they will have plenty of nutrients available. And once they are set in these new cases and they start growing actively again, then I will start feeding them like twice a month. So hope you enjoyed watching this video, and it gives you plenty of information about using your toilet roll cases as plant pots and transplanting your aubergine and pepper seedlings. Please subscribe to my channel for more gardening videos. Thank you very much for watching today. See you next time. Bye.